Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we're going to make the cutest Christmas card and I have a giveaway for you. This video is brought to you by CraftsYouPrint.com and they are giving all of you guys a free download to make this Santa Claus on the shelf card. And it's called an on the shelf card because actually sits on a shelf. If you picture my arm as a shelf, it sits on a shelf and it's a beautiful decoration. It's fun to make and it is free. If you click the link in the video description or visit CraftsYouPrint.com/giveaway, you can download it and print it out at home. Now, CraftsYouPrint wants to make sure that nobody's left out of this, so if you don't know how to download things, you don't have a printer, and you want to play along, they're willing to ship the 7-page, they're willing to print out the 7 pages of this template and ship it anywhere in the world for a shipping and handling charge of $4.80, and they're going to include a $4 craft gift in there too. So the template's free, but there is shipping charges because it's coming out of the UK and it costs money to ship. So everybody's welcome to play along. If you enjoy these types of cards, CraftsYouPrint actually has thousands of gorgeous on-the-shelf cards, like these back here. This cute witch for Halloween, graduation, themes for teachers, fishermen, kids' birthdays, and check out this bride. Wouldn't that be cute for a wedding shower or a wedding? I think that is so pretty. They have them in any theme you can imagine, and they only cost $2.50 each to buy the downloads. So check that out, link to the video description, browse. You're going to find some wonderful things at CraftsYouPrint.com, and I thank them for sponsoring this video and offering this giveaway to everyone. Now, make sure you watch on to find out how to make this Santa Claus card, print out the pieces, and craft with me. Let's go to the table and make this card. Okay, here is the card folded up, and that's how it would go in your envelope, and you're going to get all of the pieces you need for this project in the free download. So I'm just going to show it to you flat, just so you get a little refresher. That's how it's going to sit on a shelf. And there are some backing papers if you want to decorate the back side of your Santa Claus if you want, or even print out extra sheets if you wanted to have like the boots on the back side like there is on this sample. So this is nice and sturdy once you get it laid out, but you do want to make sure that if you're printing this at home that you use 90-pound cardstock or 250 GSM cardstock. You don't want to do this on flimsy paper for the card pieces, or it's just not going to work out very well. There's also a little card you can cut out, and you can see it's right here, and I recommend putting that in the envelope when you mail it off. So if someone's not familiar with these cards, because they are kind of new and innovative and unusual, they'll know how to display it. Otherwise, I feel a little confused on how to hang up the card. And the whole awesome thing about this is that it's like a seasonal decoration they can put right on their mantle or their shelf. So what you're going to get in your printable kit or your physical kit, if you decided to go that route, are the pieces that make the card. So you've got these, you got the Santa top, the Santa bag with the legs. You've got the legs on their own. These are pieces to pop up. So you're going to end up cutting out all of these pieces. You've got labels, and then you've got the card base right here. You also have some additional backing paper if you don't like the white cardstock showing on your work. And then you've got 2 pieces that's going to make up your envelope, because it is going to make a fairly large envelope. And this is going to print out right on your printer paper, so you can make this right at home. So the first thing you want to do is, before you cut out any of the card base pieces, is score your lines. So you're just going to need a ruler and a bone folder or a butter knife for this. And you want to line up your lines here. So you've got those 2 little score marks. Hopefully you can see that. You got one right there and right there. It's important you score this before you cut everything out. So I just wanted to show you that. If you have a scoring board, you could definitely use that. But I know probably everybody has a ruler and a butter knife at home. So just give it a nice score. That's just going to help it fold nice and neatly. And then we've got another score line over here. And we got one over here, way down here at the end. Okay, so now that that's scored, we can go ahead and cut everything out with a pair of scissors. So really the only thing you need for this project is a butter knife or a bone folder and a ruler, some strong double-sided tape, some foam tape if you want to have that 3-dimensional look, and a pair of good scissors. Also make sure you score the lines on the envelopes as well, so they'll fold together nice and neat too before you cut them out. Okay, all the pieces are cut out, and what we're going to do is fold on those scores that we had made. Now if you had a scoring board, you will get a little bit of a deeper score to fold on, but just use your butter knife or your bone folder to go over that, and that's going to really help it. And then I am going to fold there, and this is going to be the bottom part that sits on the shelf. Then we're going to fold this over like that on the line, and we're going to put some adhesive on this back part here and this part here, but leave the backing on your adhesive for now. Okay, now we're going to take the adhesive off of this large part that we folded forward, and we are going to stick down the top of the Santa, so the Santa torso and head portion. And we're going to line that right up with the bottom. See, we're going to line that right up with the bottom of that paper. And then we are going to take the legs, and we are going to stick that right on top here. And if you have everything folded up, it does kind of help a bit. So you just want to have it so you go hide that white like that. And so then when it sits, it's gonna be like that on the shelf. Okay? So now what we're going to do is start layering up our different portions here. Now you can do this with flat tape, or you can do it with foam tape. I've got this pretty thin foam tape, which I think will work nice because it won't add a ton of extra thickness, but it will give it a little bit of thickness. It will give it a little bit of a pop. I'm actually going to put this on this section here because like the hands and stuff stick out from the edge, and I don't want to have sticky tape poking out from the edge there. I do want it stuck on pretty well. And then remove your backings and press these two pieces together. And the rest of that is just going to be gluing one piece on top of the other. All right, it didn't make you sit through the agony of me peeling all the backs off this tape. I put tape here because I didn't want to like have it sticking out, because this piece is bigger than the piece underneath. I'm just going to line it up. Okay, now I am going to do the same here with the face. It does save time to get all of the pieces cut out, all the tape on the backs, and do that all at once. It really does save some time. We got this piece here, Santa's bag. If you wanted to decoupage the belt and the arms, you could print this sheet out twice and have another piece to do that with, and then you could also do the mustache again. I have to keep looking back at my instructions. And we want this mitten there, and we want, I'm going to do this hand this way because it will line up a little bit better, but I thought it makes more sense to have the hand up like this holding the present. And there, that's all of the decoupage pieces together. Now if you want to have any embellishments here, you could do some rhinestones on the bows. I just have a few more colors here in my stash. I thought they would be cute. And I also have some little shaped buttons that I thought would be really cute to use. I have one that's shaped like a present, and I cut the shank off the back of it so that I could stick that on there. I thought that'd be kind of cute just to add as a three-dimensional embellishment. I'll put it right here, I think. I think that'd be really cute. And I'm just going to use a little foam tape for that. This is really cute. Now something else you could do is you could use felt. You could cut felt out and put it on the headband and the cuffs, or you could use some fun flock if you want to, which is like a fuzzy powdery stuff you can add in. But you don't have to do that. That's completely up to you. And then when you sit it on the shelf, it's going to look just like this. Now a couple options. You could put the supplied pattern paper on the back side if you want to. This really isn't going to show, but you know, if you want to finish the back too, that is definitely an option. And the last thing to show you is just the envelope. And the envelope was just printed on some thinner paper, so I thought it might be nice to actually adhere it down onto this backing paper first. And when I'm doing this, I like to use a glue stick. And this will also make the envelope look lined, which I think is really pretty. So I'm going to put the glue, I'll just move it here so you can see. I already cut out the base of the envelope, and I'm using a permanent glue stick because I find that the school glue just doesn't quite cut it sometimes, like it comes undone, and I don't want that to happen. This is just paper to paper. I wouldn't use this glue to hold the envelope together, like the front and the envelope, the front and the back of the envelope together, but this will be fine for holding the papers together because this is just like a typing paper. So I am just going to center this up, and then I'm going to cut the whole thing out with my scissors. All right, I finished cutting that out. You can see we've got the gorgeous paper on the front and back. I went ahead and put some adhesive on the flaps there, so I'll be able to assemble my card. Now I'm just folding it on the score lines and creasing it with my bone folder, because you always get a neater look when you use a bone folder or a butter knife, or, you know, a plastic ruler would even work really well for that. And I like to crease this down before I remove the tape because that could be a pretty sticky situation. And let's see. Oh, I need to fold this spot up here and put some tape on here. Almost missed that one. And we will be in business. Now, a trick when you have a lot of tape that you need to peel the backing off of, something that works really well is just taking an X-Acto knife, and you can get it right underneath that paper and you can lift it a lot easier. I found that to be the case especially with a foam tape. Even though I have long fingernails, I find the X-Acto method works a little bit better. There we go. I do not know the best way to do it. I think the best way to do this is going to be to line it up and get this flap down like that, maybe. Oop, stuck it to my mat. There we go. Just scooch it up a little bit. And then fold this part over. That's the tricky thing about such a large envelope that you need for these, but there we go. I'm going to have to trim that down a little bit. I think I was a little off when I did my cutting, but that's alright. We'll just trim that down. It's handmade, you know, if you want to have something that's absolutely flawless, you can buy a card at the greeting card store, right? Alright, I'm just going to go over this again with my bone folder. That way if I did have any funky, weird scores or folds, it will go away and disappear. And there you can see the back where you can write your address. You've got plenty of room. And here is the card again. Actually, this is the one that was made from the folks at Crafts You Print, so it's absolutely perfection. I love how they put the glossy accents on the mouth and eyes, and they use the felt on the brim of the hat and on the cuffs. That looks really cute, but I also think it looks really cute, even my homemade version here. So click the link in the video description to download this kit for free, and you can print it at home. If you don't have a printer, Crafts You Print wants you to be able to play along too, so they are willing to ship you all 7 pages of the printables for free. There is a postage and handling charge though of about $4.80 American, or £4 pounds, and they are going to include a $4 craft gift in that order, so you do get a little something extra, so that way everybody can play worldwide. And make sure to check out all the other on-the-shelf cards they offer. They have so many gorgeous designs that you can print and craft from home, and the nice thing about that is that you don't have to go out and buy a bazillion supplies and embellishments. You can just print what you need and have no leftovers, which is really nice, especially if you're trying to keep your craft room neat and tidy. I want to thank you so much for checking this out today. It was a lot of fun to bring you this project. Please check out our sponsor, craftsyouprint.com. Links are in the video description. Until next time, happy crafting.